Hello friends, this is Self-Critical Automaton, the vast mouldering corpse of something that was never really alive, and it's time to play more Transistor. Don't have anything special to say at the start of this one, so let's dive in.
No way. Know where we are? We're here.
What an interesting aphorism. We really are always where we are, aren't we? You are here and the time is now.
This should lead up to the concourse.
So, I don't, like I said, have a ton to say before we really dive in.
They're letting us walk right in.
Probably going to be interrupted constantly by him.
Looks like you got a message there.
But before I read this, I just want to mention that I have had like 3 or 4 nights of really bad post-viral symptoms, so I'm very sleepy and very tired and not entirely compos mentis because I don't sleep really when I've got this. I just kind of drift horribly. Anyway, that's besides the point. Let's listen to this.
Greetings from the Camerata.
It's really you. Come all this way. I never had a chance to introduce myself. I'm Asher. But you've come for Grant. Good. I'd let you up, it's just we're stuck. Walled ourselves in. Precautionary measure. So they won't be joining us here either. I better go. Grant needs me.
Hope you're not buying this garbage.
See you soon.
At least we know they're here.
So,
We'll find them.
this is the second member of the Camerata that has been revealed to us,
Maybe they'll be
and
cordial. We sincerely regret any inconvenience our actions may have caused you. Here's your voice back. Here's your body. Have a nice day.
I love how bitter he is about it. But, yeah. So this guy is the second member of the Camerata we've gotten a decent look at, rather than
Wish I
just...
had my own elite club. Special uniform, secret handshake, private meetings, big plans. You want in? Think about it. Standing offer.
Rather than just, being in the background of a cutscene.
Bracket Towers Concourse. Never had the pleasure. So, let's see here. Must be the express lift at the very top.
Everyone's very talkative this episode, so, prepare to hear a lot less of me, because I have a lot more of me wittering getting interrupted to be edited out.
It's shut off. We'll see about that.
Let's have a look at this one.
Why are they even here?
When everything changes, nothing changes. That's the Camerata's creed, our mission. We love our city the way it is. We didn't want to see it fade because someone out there didn't like the color of the sky. Everything we did, everything we're doing, is for Cloudbank.
Liar.
Give me one
He's
reason to
lying.
believe you.
Why wouldn't he be?
See, aside from his intense rich boy energy, this, is kind of interesting to me because it indicates that the desire is to keep the city the same, but they're doing that by incorporating people into it in order to change its fundamental structure in such a way that it will be brought more in line with their ideals, or just what appeals to them.
They've come forward.
To the people of Cloudbank. We did this. We, the Camerata, are responsible for inexcusable crimes committed against this city and her citizens. This is a formal admission of guilt. I solemnly swear everything written here is true. Know that I am responsible for these heinous acts perpetrated against the city of Cloudbank. My accomplices are Sybil Rise, Royce Brackett, and Grant Kendrill. We alone are to blame. Perhaps our worst sin is you will get no justice. For now, we all share the same sentence.
Asher, what are you trying to do if not this? So, the reason that interests me is because, all these groups throughout history who claim to be preserving a society that is
Asher can wait.
special in their eyes and keeping it the same as they believe is the way it should be, very often are actually changing or attempting to change the structure of that society or the form of that society or the content of that society into a form that is more appealing to them. Every kind of regressive anti-change movement is like that. And I like how directly they talk to that. I'm actually going to skip these because at this point the bonus challenges start getting difficult enough that I find them frustrating and I'm not really in the mood, so...
Here we are at the beach, and all I can think about is Grant's sneering face. Once we get to him, what are you gonna do with him? Made up your mind? I have.
There's something about this, like, sky grid Miami sunset that I associate really strongly with synthwave art. Which is very amusing to me because this game is about as far from synthwave as you can get with its kind of, like, strong 20s aesthetics.
Camerata's getting nervous right about now. And we're back.
Anyway, we're going to be hearing a lot more babbling because both Boxer
Yeah, let's
and
check it
shitty blonde rich boy whose name I refuse to remember
Maintenance.
will be making trouble throughout.
Count of 3. 3. These guys.
Now, there's really no way in hell that a jumping, throws you through the air man cannon sky bridge is like anti-gravity laser bounce pad is in any way more efficient or effective than just having a solid bridge.
More cropping up whenever you hit them.
I feel like this must be what it's like being a janitor in a Silicon Valley tech metropolis in real life. Yeah, we've developed this clever new system that lets you, get from place to place so much more efficiently than just walking. Oh, and what happens when the power goes out? Oh, everyone in maintenance will die. That's fine. That's a sacrifice that we are willing to make for progress. Ooh, that's lucky. It may or may not surprise you to learn this, but I really hate fighting the invisible dogs. They are one of the least fun enemies in the game for me. The dogs in general are quite unpleasant to fight because they move faster than you and they knock you back and you can't get backstabs, and it's just a bad scene overall, really. Can I explode this one? But I think that's weirdly common. Oh, my voice has gone squeaky. Yep, I'm not very well at all, am I? Anyway, I think that games with good dogs to fight in are very rare. I think if you put dogs in your game, they will be a frustrating enemy that no one will enjoy fighting. That's my pet theory of game design, is that dogs are the real challenge. There's this idea in visual arts that, like, certain things are so much harder to draw than others. Is that the exit? I don't want to go through there yet. So yeah, certain things are so much harder to draw than others. You get, I don't need to change any of this except this. Hands, for example, are just very difficult to draw. Which means that one of the ways you can kind of get the measure of an artist is seeing how well or how confidently they can draw hands and feet, which are such complicated, awkward objects that are very easy to make look strange and wrong.
We want to get up top.
Yeah, I know, but I want to see what's over here.
This isn't what they wanted.
So I think the similar challenge, but for a game designer, is can you design a dog that is fun to fight instead of just being frustrating and difficult?
The process, those things, they don't answer to us anymore. They don't answer to anyone. We thought maybe we could stop them without the transistor. As you can see, that isn't going well. Though I suppose you're not about to just hand it over, are you? After all we've done.
You'd still have it if not for me. Why did you attack me?
Other side. Having fun.
8.8, that's pretty good. Looking back on how Amazon have famously gamified their workplace and it's all a horrible nightmare dystopia world. Kind of brings a new viewpoint on what was, at the time when this game came out, just kind of a fun, light-hearted gag. Can you imagine being a maintenance worker, being rated on how like, absolutely sick your jumps are? Like, you're gonna lose your tips for this. Well, I suppose you don't get tips as a janitor, but like, you know, you're gonna be docked your pay for this hour because your jumps weren't sufficiently tubular. Oh, it's fun to imagine a hell world that's awkwardly close to our own, isn't it? Rare little insight into me arranging these things this time. Can I get anything decent on here? Oh, boosting backstab would be good, actually. Yeah, that seems fine to me. Wait, what do you mean? Well, anyway.
Just don't drop me.
I couldn't drop you if I tried. He's literally attached.
Gotta be something we can use in here. Not what I had in mind.
This is frustrating. This whole area is just like a million fights. And obviously, part of the fun in a Supergiant game is just enjoying the, you know, the combat. But I think these are the areas where some of the designs get a little bit flawed, or it becomes more obvious the ways in which they are flawed. But I was talking about something, and I had a whole thing ready to go that I was going to talk about, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. This is what life is like for me every day. It's awful. I know they're supposed to be eggs, but these things just look a hell of a lot like Pokeballs to me. I'm not sure what they actually do if you tread on them. I don't know if they hurt you or penalise you in some other way. Ooh, there's none left. Let me jump, let me jump. So, presumably, the Transistor having changed its ownership status, the you know, the artifact which has brought this world into existence, that has formed the shape of this world, is now rendering it back into the nothingness from which it came. Because the process and the Transistor must be intimately related in that way.
All right then.
Just by the fact of their capacities and
Where to?
means of interaction and so on. Also, I haven't mentioned this, but the fundamental gag of this being, this is a computer world that runs on computer ideas, therefore the magic artifact that can, you know, rewrite the universe is literally a USB stick. I think that's quite fun. This should be unlocked now. Oh, I've missed one. That's the middle one. Didn't I just complete a fight with it installed? That's so weird. Well, it's in an upgrade slot now, so... Alright, fine, I'll use the function, Jesus. Well, anyway.
Guess you should be flattered.
It was nothing personal, you know. You were valuable, handpicked, unique, but one of many. All we needed was your point of view, to give the people what they didn't know they wanted. That's all we ever wanted. All Grant ever tried to achieve. The rest was merely incidental. What good could 4 individuals ever hope to accomplish in this city with only their own 4 voices? Well, we found our answer. You have it right there, in your hands.
Why are you speaking for
The
Grant?
ringleader's right upstairs.
So, well, my question, frankly, is, if you
Backstage access.
want to, you know, preserve the city the way it's supposed to be, but there's only 4 of you in the entire city who think that, and you can't convince anyone else that your way is the correct way, then maybe you're just being really selfish and this city is not, in fact, being corrupted or lost or not preserved the way you want it to be preserved. Did you ever consider that? Fictional character who exists only within the context of this narrative and was written to be a certain way and therefore cannot answer my question in any meaningful way?
That'll show up.
Oh, I've got so many buddies! Fly, my pretties, defeat the enemy. They don't do jack shit, do they?
They can take a hit now.
There were about 10 of them and they didn't even kill that single bad cell. That's terrible.
They want to tear us apart. Maybe that's all they want.
Alright, now we should be able to read this one. There we go. Maximilius Darzi. Age 31. Gender M. Selections Design Aesthetics. Reasons cited Pursuit of Beauty. Not everyone wears the Darzi brand. However, 2 years ago, more than 56% of individuals between the age of 16 and 42 showed interest in or complimented someone wearing Mr. Maximilius Darzi's clothing. The self-styled Cloudbank clothier became a fashion icon in his early 20s when he introduced to the world a garment line that boldly eschewed formal tradition. Not only that, so prolific was his work that seemingly everyone in Cloudbank, in reality it was only 8% of the population at the time, found garments that spoke to them as individuals. In spite of this, all was not well in Mr. Darzi's life. In private, Mr. Darzi suffered from certain dependencies he believed were the source of his talent, or rather the source of his inspiration. Unfortunately, he was correct in this assessment. When he decided to come forward and wean himself from these dependencies, after an initial public outpouring of support, his career started to falter. His ideas came less quickly, or he could not act on them as quickly. And so, against the wishes of his closest confidant and partner, he resumed his old habits. It was then that Mr. Darzi met certain individuals professing knowledge of his condition, who invited him to participate in an experiment that could cure him without compromise. Believing he had little to lose, Mr. Darzi decided it was worth a shot. It may seem mundane for the Camerata to take interest in a man like Mr. Darzi. Yet, from the Camerata's perspective, he was perfect. He was someone with the capacity to sway thousands in a subtle way, and whose career appeared to be waning. The public would readily accept that such a man, publicly disgraced, would decide to head to the country, away from the bustle of city life. And indeed, the public took this news at face value. All but Mr. Darzi's confidant, whom the Camerata dealt with separately. I wonder who his confidant was.
Knew it. Should be another one just like this, other side of the tower. Ready for more? No jumping in the lift, okay?
I feel for sure that has to be a reference to something, but I have no idea what. I know the vague concept of the...
Alright, let's check across the hall.
Like...
Gotta find a way to the roof.
Physics logic cheat thought experiment. What happens if you jump in an elevator just before you hit the ground? A broken elevator that's falling, I mean. But... actually, I like this. I like this loadout for now. But it's such a strange thing to have randomly be here. Oh, is there a viewpoint over here? Nope. But yeah, also before we go, I just want to say that Blonde Boy, not only does he have sardonic rich boy energy, he also has confirmed bachelor energy. I don't remember if he is the character canonically in a relationship with another man, but he just absolutely looks like a kind of a bitter 20s homosexual. Anyway, that's going to be all from me for today. This might be a little bit short. I don't remember, and I'm very tired, so I don't particularly care. Anyway, I'll catch you later. I hope you enjoyed this. Goodbye. If you like this, you can also follow me on Twitter for updates, stream announcements, and one-tweet micro-reviews, or why not donate to me via Patreon or Ko-fi, or just share my work. Thank you so much for watching.